Good morning. Welcome back to another episode of Coco Caliente, which is a mother and daughter production where we talk about everything and nothing all at the same time.
Hello, everybody.
That's my mother, Jennifer Franzel, Jennifer Lynn. Yeah. And Jennifer Lynn, what do you have up first today for us to discuss?
We talk about the Frankenmuth waterpark.
Okay, sounds good. This past weekend, we were trying to figure out something to do for the day with Arrow and with a couple friends. And so we were going to originally do a pumpkin patch, but we decided not to because we thought that driving like an hour, we were going to go to Saginaw, which is like, an hour and 15 minutes, hour and 20?
At least an hour and 20, yeah.
Yeah, and just to go to a pumpkin patch and then kind of turn around, I'd say, after an hour, right? So I don't know. It kind of just felt like I didn't know if it was very promising, okay? Because we've gone to some pumpkin patches and sometimes it could be bad weather or it could just be more for older kids. So I was just like, what is my 1-year-old going to be entertained for? So is he going to be entertained enough? And so I just kind of thought about it and I'm like, okay, let's try the indoor water park at Frankenmuth. And it was really cool. It was really, really cool. I don't think I've been there. Mom said I was there when I was 8. I don't remember, but it was...
Yeah, we stayed the night there when they were young, and it was like when it just opened, and we had a really cool room. I remember with like steps that went up or whatever, but she can't even remember. She stayed when we went with all the cousins. She said like a tree house
or something, right?
It's like a fort. It was just really cool. Mm-hmm. Yes, and it was all like wood in there. But this is the first time I've stepped foot in there since they were young, and they have it's really nice. They really made. There was only a couple water slides at that time and a little splash pad, and even the arcade was just almost in a room that's like the size of a bathroom, and there was maybe a long hall closet, and it had 6 games in it, which their arcade is still small, but
it's
actually
really
not
nice.
Really small. It's pretty nice size.
It's just small compared to the huge one we usually play. But I will say it has I told Mom the premium games. If you could only pick your top favorite, let's say 25 arcade games, I'd say they're in there.
And I'm bummed out because we drove separate. Nicole and Victor and Arrow drove, and then we were right behind them, and we decided to go out to chicken dinner at Frankenmuth because that's what they're famous for. So me and Dave were like, oh, let's have a day date at the same time and then meet them at the water park. And by the time our chicken dinner took us over 3 hours. So yeah,
seriously, I'm texting what the heck? She's like, appetizer, because it comes out in 3 courses, or first course, and then 45 minutes, she's still waiting on the second course. And then we're about to leave the water park, and she's just got dessert.
Oh my gosh. And it was it was crazy. When I walked in, usually when we're there's a long line all the way to the outside, and it was about 2:00 on Sunday. So I'm it's not exactly lunch and it's not quite dinner. I'm we'll be good. So he dropped me off and he went and parked, and I went in and I got right into the line where you leave your thing, and I didn't ask how long, and I gave my name, and then I heard the person behind me. They said, how long? And I said, 50 minutes. So then I was the next person, 50 minutes. So I went and asked, I said, 50 minutes? I thought, it was 15. And she's like, yeah, 50 minutes. So we're all right, that's a long time to wait. So me and Dave walked and looked around at the store for a couple minutes, and then we went and decided to go order a drink. So we walked to the place. We literally sat down, and I told her, can we get a drink over here? But because we have a 50-minute wait, and then when they call us, give us our text or whatever. Well, and she said, yeah, no crap. When the minute we ordered the drinks and she walked away, I got the text. So then I'm oh, we're going to miss our seats if we don't get up. So we could not find our waitress to tell her that we needed we needed to go. It was
But once you sat, it was long. That's what you're saying.
So then when we sat, it was nice. She came and found us. Oh. And so she had already poured the drinks.
No, but I'm saying it was long once you sat down.
Yeah. Then I'm glad we took, this is what I'm going to say. We took them drinks and we had them. I'm glad we had them because it probably was 30 minutes before they came and even said hi after that.
No way.
Yes.
Oh, yeah, that's crazy.
They sat us, and it was 30 minutes.
You said they were really nice. They were just understaffed.
So nice. And we had a gentleman, and he was so nice. So then he came, and Dave's see, good thing we had these drinks or whatever. So then he brought the appetizer thing, and I did not realize how long it was in between things. If I wouldn't have sent pictures to the kids and then looked on it later... Because Dave's I haven't saw our waiter in a while. And then I'm has it been that long? Because when he came in and took our appetizer or brought that appetizers, we ordered more drinks. So I ordered a wine, what are they called?
Sangria.
No, I had already had the sangria, the 4
wine
things.
flight.
So I had the wine flight. So I'm like, I had that, and Dave had another couple drinks. So we had them in front of us, and he's like, I don't know what they did. I don't know where that chicken is or whatever. He started laughing. So I'm like, has it been that long? Because I was just enjoying our date. We were having fun and everything. He's like, I have not seen him. I think he went home. I don't know who our replacement is. And I'm like, I think they'll come, Dave. And he's like, no. He's like, I don't know what's going on. So then I click over on the picture, and I'm looking at that point. It's been 46 minutes. I'm like, oh, it's been 46 minutes since I set that picture. He's like, that's what I'm telling you. We haven't seen him.
And then Mom texted in the group and said, Dad went to go look for the waiter for the chicken. But I know Dad really didn't. Dad wouldn't do that.
He was going to, and then he saw him come out. He goes, no, he's still here. And he's like, I seen him. He's still here. And I said, Dave, just relax. He's like, well, I don't know. We got to get going. We're supposed to go over to the water park. So then probably about 15 more minutes, he came over and he brought that. And then
he brought the chicken?
Yes. But then he come to see if you wanted something else right away. Well, I don't know. Anyways, it was like, I'm going to say like 40 more minutes before we got the bill. And at the same time Dave asked for the bill, they bring you out like a cake, dessert, and ice cream. I didn't get any ice cream, but Dave asked for it. And they brought everything. I don't know. It was 3 hours and what by the time
I don't know. Done. She didn't get to see Arrow in the water park at all.
3.5 hours.
But we could have went later.
We had quite a few drinks, so we had a good time. I mean, we hadn't had a date by ourselves in a long time.
I'm glad that they had a really good time, and it was good for them. And when they were tipsy a little bit when they came and saw us, so they were in a really good mood. But what I was going to say is why we decided to spend the night is because originally I just bought like children 3 and under are free, and I don't know if I should tell you guys my secret because then you're going to fill it all up, but
it ain't that big of a secret.
It's not that big of a secret, but it kind of is interesting. Okay, Mom. So then I realized, I was like, okay, if Mom and Dad are coming, then that's going to be another $120 for bracelets for the water park. And plus we got to change in a locker room. So then I looked up how much a room costs, and it was for that Sunday night, it was $199 plus tax. And I was like, oh my gosh, that's cheaper. And plus it comes with 4 water bracelets. So then I'm like, okay, I'm going to do that instead. So I got the room not knowing if we'd actually spend the night, but just to cover the 4 bracelets. But I'm glad we spent the night because I spent money on their bracelets and they didn't even use them, Jennifer Lynn.
No, we did not get to put them on, but Victor had to work today, so he actually came home last night. So by the time we were just getting ready to head over after our adventures, and they're like, we're hungry, come pick us up. And
that's a good secret, Mom. I don't know what the heck you're talking about.
That's a good secret. Rent a room, and it's good advice. It's not a secret.
It's not a secret, I guys.
Okay, so then tell them how you guys wanted to eat and couldn't eat anywhere because.
Oh yeah, so then we were at the water park, and okay, so you guys know there's adult slides that are so scary that Victor said that his soul left his body. So it's not just for kids. We saw literally like 2-month-old kids, and then we saw like adults just having a good time. So
and what did your friend Nicole? She went down the same one Victor went. Oh what'd she think of it?
She's like tough and she's not scared of anything. But when me and Arrow were waiting for her at the end, and when I saw her face, I was like, is she okay? And she's like, that was rough. She's like, that was rough. I got to wait to see what Victor says. And Victor's like, my soul left my body. I was like, I am not doing that. It's where the floor drops out from underneath you. I would never do that. So.
Nicole is showing me them today, and I'm like, I am not brave enough. But I mean, not that I would have probably went down any water slides, but I would have at least sat in the pool with Arrow. Oh yeah, there's a lazy river. I would have went through the lazy river. I'm a baby about the water slides. I would have went through the lazy river and.
Well, the tube ones are so fun, Mom. Those two family. Oh, I would love to go down there with you.
The reason I don't like, I'm going to tell you my secret why I don't like to go down them tube ones. The more you weigh, the faster you go. So I am not.
Mom, that's no secret.
I am not a little skinny person. So when I come down them water slides, oh my gosh! When we used to go in Florida, I came down like. You would not believe so fast that I think I'm going to fly out of the water back onto the cement.
You know what? I think we should time. I don't think it's that much faster.
Oh, it feels like it.
We should time you and me going down a water slide once.
Well, we'll do it this year down the sno slide. It's the same way.
Okay.
You want a snow hill?
Oh, I'm not letting you go down there.
Well, we can go on a different kind of hill.
Caught so much air, I about flipped over on there. Anyways.
But even like when I used to go, sledding, like, I'm like, how come I go so much farther than everybody else? I got to walk a half mile farther. I would go with the kids when they were little, and they only go so far, and I'm like all the way down the hill and back, going back up. So anyways, the more you weigh, the faster you fly. That's my
Yeah, but okay, so what were we saying then? You were like, tell them about why we
the restaurants you tried to.
So then after the water park, there's a lot of good places to eat. So we tried like our top 3 places. Paris and Beyonce, calm down. We tried our top 3 places, and the line was like 50 minutes for each one, and there's no way pigs would fly before my dad would wait 50 minutes. And
not again, because we were already done and full. We just had to order another drink while they ate and like kind of feed Arrow.
So then we did find T-Dubs, and they said they had like a little bit of a wait, but there really was no wait. So that was awesome, and we just had pizza, and yeah, that was good, right? I mean, I enjoyed it.
I just felt bad because there is so many, and like the best breakfast place that Nicole loves is there. So she was so excited. So anyways, what happened is I told her, I said, well, I'll stay the night with you down there. So Victor and Dave came back because they had to work. So they came back last night, and me and Nicole stayed the night in the hotel, or there, and then we spent the day finishing up the stuff we had to do in Frankenmuth, and then we came home this afternoon, right?
Yeah.
But what was my point in that?
Shoot, what were you saying?
I totally lost.
No, but you were saying, well, Mom, I don't know. We're both so tired. We did not sleep good last night. I'm just going to say, we did not sleep good because we were talking about going out to eat, and then you spending the night. I don't freaking know. But, okay, so I asked for one big bed, and they only had like 2 bedrooms left. So first off, we're on this like full-size bed, me, Mom, and Arrow. Arrow's in the middle. And then the bed was not that comfy. Sorry, just really wasn't. But I also have a hurt neck, so maybe that's why I was uncomfortable. And then somebody, which I'm very upset about, somebody set the alarm as like a joke on us, like previously whoever stayed in there.
We think it must be a joke because we don't know how else.
Because they set the alarm to go off at 6 a.m., which is like, okay, fine. If I'm just like an adult, that's fine. But it woke Arrow up, and it was like so hard to get him back to sleep because he usually sleeps till like 7:30. And so that just threw off like the whole day, I felt like. And and I'm still stopping myself from calling. I texted Victor to come get the dog, so we'll see if he does. I like want to call and just like say like something because I'm just, you don't understand how hard that is. Like, what if you had a newborn baby or something?
Well, and it was bad enough with him because he was excited then because it was unusual to see me laying next to him. So he's like, hi. Yeah. And he's like kicking, and we're both like so tired because like literally this is like Nicole in the night. Because of her breastfeeding, she would wake me up and she'd switch me sides or do this or do this. And so it was like, and if Arrow seen me, even when he was waking up for a minute, he'd want to talk to me because it was so I had to put my back to him, then turn back around once he fell asleep. So it felt like I was like up pretty much all night. And then you know how when you're sleeping, I don't know if it's just me. I know Nicole's the same way, and I know my husband's the same way, but it seems like you have a harder time sleeping in the night, but when you know you got to get up, you can sleep hard as a rock. Like in the morning is when I sleep, like when it's time to get up is when I sleep the hardest. So when that alarm went off, that was like really hard. And then I'm going to say it was like 7:40 before we got him back to sleep.
Yeah, and it was like pitch black out though too. It was so, no, you got to take him, honey. Get him, I don't know, you got to feed him dinner or put him potty. It was like so dark out and nothing opens for hours. So I'm just like, there's no way we can just sit up in a hotel room, at this time. It's just
we just knew he'd be tired. So got him back to sleep at 7:40, and then I woke back up and seen it was 8:30. So I'm like, I better wake him out because
then I just felt groggy. My whole day was off, and I'm just pissed off at whoever set the alarm at 6 a.m. to be funny. That's not funny. Don't do that, especially with people with babies.
Yeah,
I'm freaking serious.
And it was we were literally in a dead sleep, and I was farthest away from it. But Nicole had Arrow in her.
I couldn't turn my
Mom, get the alarm off, and it's like
because it's the one that gradually gets louder and louder. And by the time poor Mom, bless your heart. By the time you got over there, that thing was just blowing.
I was just like out of a sleep, like what's going on? Like I didn't know what was even going on, and trying to get off the bed. It's dark in there, and go around and like
I should have just did it because he woke up anyway. Had I known, but it was like he sleeps with my arm under his head. So if once I move that, he starts to just like he's woken up. So don't do that to people if you it's not funny.
And we have and anybody that lives in Michigan is probably very familiar with Bronner's, but it's like the Christmas
It's
store.
the largest Christmas store in the world.
Yes. So we decided to go there because I wanted to get a couple personalized ornaments. And where I'm like, it's Monday. It is
in the morning.
October in the morning. Oh my goodness. We waited 45 minutes to get in the line to even get up to turn our ornaments in to get personalized. It was packed in there still.
Mom was having anxiety. I was like hot. Everyone,
the
ladies in front of us were like, oh my gosh, it's so hot in here because everyone's on top of each other. It was insane. My dad's like, nobody works these days. It'll probably be busy. I was like, yeah, right, Dad. I walk in. I'm like, okay, that's right.
Oh my gosh. I never, ever thought that it would be like that. I was so excited to go in there and like actually look around. And you know how it is right now? It's the weather, which today's wet and stuff outside, but it's the kind of weather right now, even at night, you don't know whether to turn up your heat or turn your fan on or do both. Because it's like you go back from being hot to cold. It's not quite, it's not quite winterish, and it's not.
I just cannot believe that many people were just. I mean, Frankenmuth is kind of a small place. It's kind of like a small town, but that many people Monday morning in October were going to get Christmas ornaments. I mean, we were, but that is like we've only been in there. I've probably only been in there 3 times my whole life. And that's just
maybe 5 or 10, between 5 and 10 probably for me. But yeah,
isn't that crazy?
But usually we go in December.
Imagine when Santa's there.
Well, we usually do go in December, and it's busy. I could not believe today. I was like, and then Dave said it was something going on in there. I'm like, no, it was just a regular.
Victor's like,
day.
Was there a sale? I was like, no sale. It's just insane to me, and everything is like priced it's pretty pricey for an ornament. The lowest I've seen was $12.99. So I mean, it's definitely pricey. It's not like, I don't know. It's crazy. It's crazy to me.
And there's another line besides the personalized ornaments for the personalized stockings, and I saw that line was huge too. I mean, it was like. But I will admit, once she got our order, I'd say it only took her 15 minutes, and she had all 6 of the ornaments.
And she wrote really well. We got a girl. I don't know how they all write, but her handwriting was so amazing.
Yeah, the ornaments look really, really cute.
That job would stress me out. Mom's like, I'd like to do that, which she probably would.
I would. I think that'd be a fun job. That's what I said. If this is close to me, this is my kind of job. They like writing that little calligraphy. They have all these little tools. They pulling them out. And I was watching them while I was waiting in line because Nicole went to look around the store, and I'm like, I'll just wait with the ornaments. And so I was watching, and they all are like spraying them when they're done, wiping them off if they make mistakes. I'm like, oh, this, and they just get to sit on their butts too while they do it. That was kind of, I was like, this just looks like
if you have good handwriting, heck yeah. Your handwriting's pretty good, Mom.
Yeah, I was just like, this looks like a good job. But anyways, all in all, it was fun. It was a quick getaway. I think we all needed it. Me and Dave actually needed a little time to ourselves, so that was. I said
we need to let those animals out once in a while. They were acting like they've been caged for years. They're over there blowing kisses at scarecrows on the street and dancing and hopping around. Mom can't even walk today because she was so wild last night.
I was not that wild. I was definitely not that wild.
No, she wasn't.
But I had a good time. Okay. I was going to tell you guys all about my story we're talking today about pregnancy again, and about, I just realized, like, did I say this last week that I realized that how old I'm going to be? No. When Arrow graduates, I'm going to be 70 years old. That's just crazy to me. And I'm only just had my first grandchild. So
that makes me sad.
I was thinking about and Jesse's not even married yet and hasn't had kids, and Nicole's just starting. And I was thinking about all the other parents, just the way our kids got married so much older. That's why it's probably harder to have great grandparents and stuff nowadays too, that are still around, but it's just like the age. But anyways, I was going to tell you the funny story about when I found out I was pregnant with Nicole, because I did not know. At this point, Dave had worked away in construction in the city, and we had our car was really old, and it broke down, sometimes here and there. That was like when we first,
you were married already,
very newly married. Yes. Like a year and a half. And he called me, and at the same time we had a new dog. David got me right when we got married, a chow. And he got off of his cable a lot. And so I would, all the time, and he wasn't one that would stay in the yard. He wandered. So I always had to hook him up when I hooked him back up at night, I hooked him with a, like a real thick zip tie, like nothing, so he could not get off because I didn't want him to run in the road. And so I was worried about, Dave called me and he was in Ohio, which it was about 2.5. We had a good vehicle too, but he took the bad one. I had the good one at home, and he was out maybe 3.5 hours away, and he broke down and he asked me if I could come get him. And I said, yeah, but I was worried about the dog even breaking that for some reason. And I just didn't want him because I knew it was a long ride there, and a long ride would be gone like 10 hours probably by the time I got him. We did everything we had to do. So I went out to the backyard and I went to cut I usually take scissors out there and to cut the zip tie open. And that day I was in a hurry. So I took a knife, and we are newly married. All our knives are extremely sharp. Didn't think anything about it. So I just grabbed a steak knife out of the drawer, probably one that had never been used before. And I went to go cut it, and I bent down, and he jumped on me. And when he jumped on me, he jabbed it about 3 inches into my leg. I was like, oh my gosh, blood was squirting everywhere. Like I have a big scar from it. I had to go to the hospital and get stitches, but blood was squirting everywhere. I ran in, and like right when I got to the door of the house, I pulled the knife out of my leg, which I found out later.
Oh my gosh.
And when I got to the hospital, they said, never pull it out. You're supposed to leave it in there. Can you imagine?
No, you are. Cause you could be like in an artery or something.
That's what they said. They said, do ever pull. And I was just like, I did not know what to do. I didn't have any relatives that lived near me at that time. I knew like one of my neighbors 2 houses down. And at that point, that's when you had phone books and phones on the wall, no cell phones. So I went through the phone book really quick, was looking up my neighbor that lived 2 houses down, found her phone number. And for some reason, I thought she was a nurse. I do not know, but she was not a nurse. I found that out on the way to the hospital. But I said, I said, are you a nurse? I said, I don't know what to do, and I don't know how to get to the hospital. She's like, I'll be right down and come get you. And she walked to my house, and I had to run upstairs to grab a towel, and I wrapped it around really tight around my leg. My whole wall going up the steps, because I have like 5 steps, had blood splattered up the wall, like it was dripping everywhere.
Gosh.
So she helped me tie it really tight, and then we went to the hospital, and I pressured it all the way there. So it kind of quit bleeding or whatever. But then they looked at it and they put a bunch of stitches in it. And so I still have quite a gash and scar from it. But before that point, my point was, they said, are you how they go through the questionnaire? They said, are you pregnant? And I'm like, no. Then I'm like, oh, I didn't have my period. And they're like, well, we better do a test or whatever to check just to make sure.
How come? Because what they had to do a procedure maybe or something?
I don't know if they were worried about it what the medicine they were going to give me. Okay. I'm not sure what it was. Maybe it was the medicine I have, because I got pain pills and stuff. So they asked me, and they come back, and here's just me and my neighbor that I met once probably before I called her in the room, and they're like, yes, congratulations, you're pregnant. And that is how I found out I was pregnant. I don't even know when I would have taken a test.
Oh my gosh, that's kind of sad, Mom.
It was just so weird. And then and in the meantime, I had called my sister-in-law and said, can you call, because her husband worked with Dave, so she got a hold of, anyways, they figured out him to get his way home or whatever. And then he called me.
Did you tell Dad? You didn't even tell Dad about the leg gash before it probably happened, because you have so much going on.
I don't think I could tell him. Yeah. I think I just called. I don't even remember. I can't remember because it's been so far. I was just bleeding everywhere and just wanted help. And, and then I got there, and then what really freaked me out is they're like, you're really lucky the way you bent. They're like, you could have jabbed the knife into your stomach.
Oh,
because it's way up here. It's on the very top of my inner thigh, way up here. They're like, you are very, very, very lucky. And I'm just like, I was going so fast. I was just rambunctious, trying to hurry up to get to Dave, try to take care of the dog so that I could leave. And, but anyways, I was happy. And then I called Dave, and I'm like, well, you got bad news, but guess what? And I couldn't even wait till he got home. I had to get a hold of him and tell him yes. But it was just so weird. It was
your neighbor was probably kind of oh, this excited for you, but feel bad that she was the one that was with you. But hey,
I think I'm
thankful
her.
She took you. Where was Barbie? I feel
Barbie
like she was your
here yet.
Oh, she didn't?
No, she still lived in Ruth at that
so
point.
So you just literally were by yourself, kind of.
I was totally by myself, and I wanted to get the fastest person I could because it was kind of squirting out, at that point. But then like she did like help me. I can't remember. We ripped something, I remember, and tied it. And we did get it to like
kind
quit
of like
bleeding.
A tourniquet.
But I felt so bad because I'm like, I have blood on my pants. And I remember I had white sweatpants on. That was the weirdest thing. They were because I was already like, it was like a jogging pants and a jogging sweatshirt, and it was white. And I'm like, and in her car, and I was like, oh gosh, I'm like, I'm so sorry, and I sent her flowers after that, like, thank you. But it was just crazy. It was a crazy story. And I don't even think I would have thought about it. They said, you pregnant? I'm like, no. And I'm like, I don't think I had my period. Like, it was just an afterthought. I wasn't even going to test at home. I wasn't thinking about it at the time. And so it was a happy day, but it was just a scary day. Like,
that's intense.
It was just, and just still, man, I cannot remember still like the knife, like coming, I remember it, but I showed Dave which knives it was when he got home. And he's like, oh my God, them were never even used. I'm like, I know. Cause everything was new because we just got married, So it was pretty sharp and it was pretty scary, but
that's a really interesting story, Mom. I'm glad you shared that.
I told you that before, haven't I not?
Yeah, but not in that great of detail. So I kind of wondered when you were getting to the point, I knew the story, but I didn't know why you had like a knife out there by the dog, I guess. So you cut the zip tie. That
I was trying to take him into the garage and I was going to lock him in the garage, cause in case we were gone overnight into the, I didn't know how we were going to get the other car to someplace. I didn't know what was going to happen. I just didn't want him to get loose and get on the road. And, he had broken things before. So I was like, I better make sure he's safe. And, oh my God. And he wasn't doing anything mean when he jumped on me. He was just excited. But I bent down right there to his level.
Oh, yeah. Sometimes you just don't even think about like the stuff that's in your hand. Victor said with his police work that they have to practice like when you're fighting or being attacked or even like something, basically you're in a hurry, anything, you like subconsciously grip something tighter. And some people will like fight or defend themselves and then they'll look in their hand and they'll be holding their phone the entire time. Or it's like they practice dropping everything in their hands. Like if something were to happen. And I'm like, that's super interesting because, we do tense up and you were probably like, super stressed from all the things. Probably had such a grip on that and just...
And I know I got down to his level, so I could cut it. So I was like squatting, you know what I mean? That's why it hit there. Because then he just jumped on my lap while I was squatting and it just jammed.
Dogs can jump really hard
and
too.
He had to jump just perfect to jam it in my leg. Because I could have just like went in a little bit, but it went in quite a bit. It was,
Was your pregnancy with me pretty easy or no? It was horrible. You had the cast.
I had a cast on most of my pregnancy.
Mom. I know where Jesse gets his accident proneness from.
I am very, very, very clumsy and I do things fast a lot, but now like around Arrow, I think I'm extra cautious though. Now I move a lot slower. So I'm like paying more attention to.
Yeah. You were young then. How old were you?
Detail.
22 or something?
21.
Yeah. That's super young.
I pay a lot more attention to detail now and I'm like move a little slower and I watch and I'm better at that kind of stuff now. Before I was just rambunctious and just whatever.
Yeah, the whole world, all the time in the world, it kind of feels like when you're young.
I would break things, just like Jesse does. I took them roller skating when they're little and fell and broke my wrist. Like I literally just was clumsy all the time.
Is that when you had the purple cast?
Yep.
Oh my gosh.
Yes, I literally always just was moving fast. Now I kind of watch because now I worry about, now I'm older, so I watch
surgeries and stuff you do not want to deal with any of that. You know what I mean?
No, I watch things
for accidents.
Another thing I wanted to talk about is I was going to talk about this last week and I didn't, but the pictures on your phone, does everybody look through their phone and see all kinds of pictures? If I look on mine, what made me think about it is it says, what does it say when you won't download my picture? And and I even pay for extra space. So I looked and I have 8,996 pictures and 409 videos. And I'll bet you out of those 9,000 pictures, 4,000 of them are probably pictures of food, recipes, quotes or sayings, or pictures of what are those called when you take a snap?
Videos?
No, when you take a picture, a screenshot, or a screenshot of something that I want to make her do. Is that crazy? Is everybody's phone like that? I'm kind of curious if
Wait, are you asking the numbers?
Yeah.
Okay,
Are you
let me
going to look
look.
how many pictures you got in videos?
Yeah, so I have 51,456
Oh my gosh.
photos. And videos, I have, let me click.
Well, that's because it's your work. That is not normal. Now I want other people's numbers. If you want to share them on our
Videos, I
page.
have 8,735.
And I think 9,000 pictures and 409 videos is a lot.
It is.
So I'm curious if everybody else wants to share how many like pictures and videos they have on their phone, and if a lot of them are on pictures of food. Like how many people?
I know. I need to go through. What I want to do is I want to go through like every day, be part of my routine, and delete.
Get rid of 100 pictures?
Yes.
Me too.
Or even just 50. Just something, because a lot of them are just in that moment, like something I don't
Do you have
need.
pictures of a lot of food too in your phone?
Just food, dumb things, I think. And then also when I'm trying to find a picture, I can't find it because I got to go through 50-some thousand photos.
Well, even like when I got to return Amazon and you take a picture of I don't know if everybody's is like that, but they just have the scan code. I probably have 200 screenshots of scan codes that I definitely don't need on my phone, and I need to delete them.
Yeah, you need to, because you have no more storage space, you're saying. For me, I bought the 1 terabyte. I had to, but I need to delete stuff just for my sanity.
Yeah, I just need
You need to, so you can take videos and pictures of Arrow and stuff.
Yeah. Well, the bad thing is, even if I take a bad picture of Arrow, I feel guilty if I delete it. Isn't that weird?
No, because I do too. I read that someone else, some moms wrote that on my picture once, because I think I said that. And they're like, yeah, it could be the same picture like 20 times, like the same da-da-da-da-da. They're like, I cannot delete one.
Isn't that's what's bad though, because like I'll try to get a video that I want to send you, and I'll take the video 8 times, and it's like I got to delete them videos. But he made like a cute little smirk in one, or he might have made some kind of sound in one that I wanted to keep, or he was funny, or his facial expression. It's like, okay, this is bad if I can't even delete a picture or a video.
What you have to think about is you have to delete those ones
to take new ones.
So.
Yes, definitely.
But we can wrap up today, and then we can save the other topics coming up, okay?
Yep, we can sure.
Okay, thank you guys so much for joining us today. I hope you enjoyed our episode, and we appreciate you.
Bye.
Mom, you say bye, actually.
Bye.